LBS turns 21.
Yeah, our baby's turned 21, guys. Woo!
Where's the party?
Parties whenever you want.
वैसे फैसल तो घूम पार्टी करा के आ गए. We went to Shanghai for the World Trade Expo.
Yeah, and the Shanghai Textile Fair, which is also called ITMA.
कैसा? I mean, we've got a long string of videos that he's recorded, and I think we're going to patch them together and present it out to you completely.
It's like a whole walking tour of Shanghai. I've taken you to all the roads. I've taken you to the harbor.
Explanation of the trade expos.
Okay, the Shanghai Textile Fair is held every year, but normally क्या होता है कि there are 2-3 trade fairs in the world on textile machinery. This time they brought it all together and did the ITMA, which is usually held in Germany, and the Shanghai Tex together. So all the world's manufacturers of all the different textile machines were there under one roof. You were looking at about 10 pavilions the size of our expo center, okay? And 5 on each side. That's like E1 to E5 on one side, W1 to W5 on the other side. And on the second day, they had a meter up there, a big digital meter showing how many people were there, and I saw it cross 1 million. The second. And this is just the Shanghai Textile Fair. The Shanghai Expo is so huge that imagine National Stadium as one pavilion.
Oof.
And
every country had
about 70 pavilions like this. Okay, and it's so big that the entire site has been donated by China, and all the different countries have spent millions of dollars to build these pavilions.
And I'm sure Abhi videos making is he showed me the videos for barely a minute, and I'm like seriously blown away. It's amazing.
Imagine the scale. They're expecting this is going to be up for 6 months, the Shanghai World Expo, and they're expecting 70 million people. Hajj has 3.4 million people. They're expecting 70 million people.
Wow.
And Saudi Arabia has spent about $369 million on their pavilion. And this is all, actually it's a colossal waste of money also, because after it's over, it's all going to...
But this is every 10 years also.
Yeah, it happens every 10 years. The last one was in Japan, and this one they've elected to do it in Shanghai, and it was just crazy. The lines are so long that I went at 9:30 at night. I got to the first pavilion at 10:30, because you have to actually board buses, take a ferry to cross from one side of the expo to the other side, and still the lines are 1.5-2 hours long for each pavilion. And in the daytime, you can just imagine how crazy it is. And people are, I mean, they're showcasing entire cultures of countries inside every
Pakistan ka pavilion tha.
Pakistan ka pavilion tha. Very sadly, obviously we cannot afford to build pavilions like other people have, because, for example, the China pavilion, it's 10 stories high, completely powered by solar energy. No electric, it's totally green. It takes water from the Hangpi River, chills it, and it's a solar powered air conditioning chiller plant, and it is just, and it has vertical as well as lateral lifts, and it's just, I mean, it's
beach mein you also saw the iPhone. I'm just diverging into that. Maybe that'll be interesting.
Because there was a bit of hype about the iPhone. Obviously, there was a bit of hype. A huge hype in China is a huge market. So I checked out the Apple store over there, and there were lines. Okay.
Abhi to release
and there are also clones of it available in China. There are even clones of the iPad, like I was telling you, Lenovo ka mil raha tha wahan pe 4-5 aur the with camera, with USB slot, pura wahi. Obviously it's not Apple, but the iPhone which you mentioned, there's a serious signal issue problem. Okay, uska jo metal band hai, charo taraf the antenna is in that housing. So if you hold it from the lower left hand corner, how else are you going to hold it from? So the signal goes from 4 bars to like 1 bar.
That's a major bug.
Major bug, and it's a physical bug. It's not a software bug. Steve Jobs is under colossal pressure right now, and उसने जवाब ये दिया कि you're holding it wrong. Well, there is no way to hold it right, because you cannot hold the phone from the top. You will hold it from the bottom when you're talking, when you're doing whatever with it. And the problem happened in the keynote also, which I just remembered last night when I put it on my blog as well. Keynote में भी अगर आप देखो तो Steve Jobs cannot get a Wi-Fi signal. Also वो बोलता है कि it's because too many people are using Wi-Fi.
That's a stupid excuse.
But that's a stupid excuse. The real problem is that he is holding the phone and there is no signal. And now the solution that they've come up for that is that you put a rubber cover on the phone. So that's sort of like. But that's not. ये तो कोई बात नहीं.
So coming back, did you have a good business experience?
Oh yeah, because everything was in one place. I got to meet at least 20 to 24 different countries manufacturers in one spot, and it was very tightly controlled, huge security, and there were meeting halls, there was diners.
But you had gone for the ITMA basically.
I had gone for the Shanghai Textile Fair, which is the ITMA as well. So मैं अभी जिसको represent करता हूँ, my principal's exhibition booth was also there. So I met a lot of people, and it was a lot of fun.
Just give us a estimate. I mean, if a person wants to go to Shanghai Tex, cost कितनी है?
यार ticket is about 62, 63. ठीक है. उसके अलावा
होटल तो अपनी मर्जी जितना.
होटल तो आपके ऊपर है. Right now, वैसे all the hotels are doubled in price because of the.
On an average, let's suppose 2-star hotel.
2-star, you can get a 4-star hotel for 50 bucks. 50%.
At present prices or?
At present prices. You can get a $50-60 hotel, कोई मसला नहीं, and I would say roughly एक सवाल.
It's a good business experience as well as.
It's an amazing experience. You cannot imagine कि मतलब आप पूरा साल लोगों से collaborate करते रहो, communicate करते रहो over emails and stuff, and then everybody's together in that one fair, and all the customers are there from all the different countries. So that was a really valuable.
And you were, I'm just cutting you short. You were talking about ये electronic वाला part खत्म होके culture show वाले कुछ.
हाँ. Abhi, right now, because every pavilion in the Shanghai World Expo, not the Shanghai Textile Fair, has a huge cultural exhibit as well as a product display. Okay? Some pavilions have bigger product displays, like Germany has an immense product display, the American pavilion has a big product display, because America can you know, well, the French have, the French have wine tastings all over the place, all over the city as well.
You don't go to the French.
I'll just skip that part. But
beep.
But I mean, right now it's all products and culture, but they're going to shift it month to month because they want to keep people interested.
70 million to लाना है लोगों को.
हाँ तो लाना है तो लाना है उनको. They have to keep on bringing new and new stuff.
अच्छा एक्सपो में जाने के टिकट है कोई?
Yeah, it's 160 yuan ticket, which is almost equivalent to
per day. So
well, but I mean.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and plus we were there in the Shanghai Tech, so our suppliers, most of them, every person that would meet you would give you an expert. So it's not a problem at all. And in the night time, if you go after 9 o'clock, it's about 90 RMB, which is around $15.
And your night display bhi to खूबसूरत है.
Man, the buildings are lighted up. They have turned entire skyscrapers into graphic displays. It's just, I cannot explain it. You have to see it. You see it in the videos.
Now on to the videos. And Faisal Kabadi is going to take you through the entire.
Standing on a walkway near my hotel. Shanghai is full of elevated walkways, and it's a perfect combination of the new and the old. As you can see the Jing'an temple from here, and that's Weihai Road. It's a very posh area, and you can see the new and the old together all over the city. This is an amazing place. I'm now going to take you on a short walking tour of Weihai Road now, and that's the temple. And as I turn the camera around on this street, you'll get a look at all the trees and the shopping malls and the lanterns in the trees. Now these lanterns go from red to white all the time, just like that. And the whole street at night is lit up with this. It's just simply breathtaking. You know, a lot of visitors come to Shanghai and they go to the Nanjing Road. Nanjing Road is basically the Sadr of Shanghai. They should come here. You'll find at least 9 to 10 shopping malls in a straight line on this road. This is the first one. All the brand name stores, you know. this street would probably be compared with the Bond Street in London. Not the Oxford, the Bond Street, because it has all the top brand name stores over here. Here we are at a little impromptu concert on the Hoi Hai Road, and they have these concerts all over the city these days. With the local bands performing. Pretty funny stuff sometimes. There's lots of bars here as well. Lots of sidewalk culture. You can sit on the side of the road, just chill out, have a good time. This is for people who think that Chinese can't speak English. So LBS fans, look what I found. It's a pavilion, small and cozy, right by the concert, by the French consulate. Looks like a wine tasting. I'm sure if Dr. Awad were here, he would get good and taste it. But he's not, so I'm gonna go and talk to some people in that pavilion. See you later. Hi everybody, on the Laidback Show. We're now at the Bank Street near the river, the Hong Pi River, and as you can see, the street is very well lighted up, and we are going to take a ferry now and go on a ferry ride on the river, and I think you'll find this really interesting. Before coming to China, Farhan Masood, as everybody knows, of the Go Green project, told me about this LCD screen that he had worked on in Shanghai, and you can see the screen on that building in front of us, and we're going to take a closer look when we're on the ferry. This will give you another view of the Bank Street. Lots of people walking by. We've already bought tickets to a ferry, and we're waiting by the riverside for it to arrive. As you can see, there's lots of people around, lots of families. This is the riverside of the Shanghai. This is the main river that flows through here, and that was the building Farhan Masood was talking about. As you can see, the ferries on the Hong Pi River are very well lighted up. It actually looks quite spectacular from where I'm standing. The whole skyline of Shanghai behind them, and the ferries moving across lazily, lighted like little floats. Ferries that we're going to board from here, and I'll be leaving you right here because they do not allow cameras on the ferries. Well, they allow them, but they don't allow you to take videos. For some strange security reason, you can take the same video from the side, but not on the ferry. So here's me signing off. Another night in Shanghai. Hi, this is Faisal from the Laidback Show, and we are here at the Shanghai Textile Fair. This is 7:30 in the morning, and you can see the number of people here. We're just going to go inside, and I'm going to get you a look at all the different manufacturers inside. This is mostly a textile fair, so this is not the expo, this is the Shanghai Textile Fair. Hi, this is FK again. We're in one of the halls. This is hall W4, and I think the size of this hall would be as big as our expo center in Karachi. There are about 10 of these halls, split at 5 a side, and we're mostly displaying textile machinery of different kinds, as you can see. Later I'll take you outside and show you the size of the whole complex so you can get an idea of the scale of this fair. Some of the people in Pakistan are more familiar with the international name of this fair known as ITMA. Okay, we're inside the hall E1 now, and as you can see, all of this is knitting machinery on display, and by a very famous Italian company called Santonini, very famous in Pakistan as well. Here you have the Japanese version of the knitting machines called Kukuhara, also very famous in Pakistan market. And everybody's just going around meeting people, collecting catalogs, discussing their businesses. It just goes on and on and on for 6 days, after which the factory people then take the customers to their factories and finalize orders over there. Just to give you some idea of the scale of this exhibition, these are the E-halls on the other side, 10 of them in number. And I just looked at a digital sign which told me that there are about 1 million people right now in this exhibition today. And this is not even the expo, this is just a Shanghai Textile ITMA exhibition. This is the W side. This is the booth for Air Liquion, and it's one of the largest suppliers of spinning machines to Pakistan. Our textile mills such as Gulamad, Nishat, most of the spinning machines in those mills have been supplied by this company. They make spinning machines, and as you can see, the best thing about China and this fair is that all the machinery is on display right here for the consumers to come and check, test it out, and then buy. I thought this might be of interest to us, as many people are familiar with the spinning market and the spinning mills in Pakistan. We're here at the Expo Center now, in the Shanghai World Expo, and this is the Aurora Pavilion. And this is featuring graphics and graphic designers, as well as machines and products for the graphic market. And as you can see, they've even lighted up the buildings with their graphics. This is just one part of the Shanghai Expo. We're actually in a ferry now, crossing over to the other side of the fair. This place is so big, the expo is so huge that you have to take a ferry in between the different sides. And I'm on that ferry now, and we're going to cross across this river. This is the middle of the expo, and go over to the other side where they have pavilions from different countries. This side they had pavilions from different companies and enterprises. So I'm going to cut now and take you inside some of these pavilions that you can see from here. See that red pavilion in front of you is the China pavilion. And as you can hear from the noise behind me, there are too many people on this ferry. It's about 10 o'clock at night. You can imagine what the lines are like in the daytime. As you can see, we are sailing now, and the ferry is starting moving. We're going to slowly make our way, like that ferry is, to the other side of the Shanghai Expo. The only reason I'm taking these intermittent videos is so you can get some sort of an idea of how big this thing is.
靠岸了，王子，你看靠岸了。
Okay, we are at the German pavilion now. And this place is like a city inside Shanghai. They've actually got roads and buses to take us between the pavilions. I think this place is too big and would require at least 4 or 5 days to see the whole thing. This is the line to get inside the Polish pavilion. This is the Polish pavilion from Poland. And I think you need to do some weight training before you come to this expo because the lines are so long even at this time in the night. It takes about an hour and a half to get into each pavilion. Just look at the length of this line. It's quite insane. And the best part is that all of these buildings will be torn down after the expo is over. So consider the amount of money they've wasted just to put this up. They've got hotels in here, office space and pavilions. We're now entering the Polish pavilion, and as you can see, they have LCD screens on each side. In fact, the entire walls are LCD screens. Showing us the life of Poland, I guess, but I can't see any life right now. All I see are mazes and mazes of LCD screens. There we go. Now we can see certain spots where there are some displays of what life in Poland is like. It's like a moving, giant version of Poland. Take a look at this. I've never seen anything like this. So much in one place. So many LCD screens. This is the Spanish pavilion. You hear Spanish music in the background. It's a bit like a cave. Check this out. Got some salsa dancing going on over here. Finally, I found a good spot to check the performance out. They have shows like this inside every pavilion, highlighting the life of that country. Wow, this is just spectacular. And she's not that bad either. Except that now she's lying down like she's been wounded. They're showing scenes from the runs of the bulls inside Spain. Unbelievable atmosphere. Imagine what that is like in real life when we're just watching it on LCDs over here. Football, basketball, all the sports Spain is involved in. All around us, a virtual 3D display of everything that Spain is about. And the lights have gone off now. I think something's about to happen. I think they're trying to replicate a thunderstorm. She's getting up now. Ah, the sea. You can see it, but the walls are depicting waves. Of the sea. Now you can see what I was still talking about. See all around us. Wow. There's something. Starting to move again. watching this, my next trip should be to Spain. Ole! Ole! Hey!
这个是他们民族的一个舞蹈，
很漂亮。
你看吧。
It just keeps on going on and on and on.
看到了。
Taking out our fan. This is the part we entered at, so I'm going to quit now. We have another display inside the Spanish pavilion. We've got these interactive video displays set up all over the place. This is the life in Spain.
Welcome back. I was amazed, literally amazed at what we saw. I mean, how many miles did you walk?
For the expo, I walked at least 10 miles.
चलो तुमने तो हो गया यार.
At least 10 miles. I nearly collapsed after visiting 3 pavilions.
Only 3, imagine yeah.
You cannot go. I mean, you need at least 6 to 7 days to see like 15-20 pavilions. Yeah, our pavilion is so big, and the lines are so big that I mean it takes about 2 hours to see.
वहाँ पे salsa dance में मजा किया.
Spanish pavilion was something to see. Well, you have all seen that now. So yeah.
This wraps up our 21st edition of the Laidback Show. We thank Professor Kabadi for doing this video documentary for the Laidback Show. And we hope to see you in a few days again. And laidbackshow.com and Twitter.com Laidback Show. And join us.
Guys, you know, we really appreciate a lot of feedback. You know, you always give us feedback, but we're trying to put more and more into this show, like this video documentary and other stuff that we're planning. So we really appreciate some feedback.
I'm inspired. I mean, I'll probably have a video documentary soon enough.
Yeah, you should. He's going to the US pretty soon, so you can take us all around Disney.
Yeah, Disney. I'm going to Orlando, Boston, and New York. So कहीं से बीच में
You should show. You know, it's like you get a chance to go abroad. You can bring some of that back with you.
I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Good enough. Thank
All
you.
right, everybody, have a good weekend.
Take care.